Okay, so this is a Fiora game where you go 8, 8, and 4. I know you said you like live VOD reviews, but I don't know. I feel like I might be a little better at these. I can gather my own thoughts. So you knock Kled off his mount. P recalls and you don't. So, I mean, there's no real reason for you not to recall there, but also it's whatever. I don't think 120 health is going to fuck you up too bad. Um, Because, I mean, you definitely could have just walked over here and started recalling, because if he goes on you without his mount, he's an idiot. Um, let's see, is the camera going to work? Okay, cool. Alright, so now we're laning. You Q the minion, dodge his Q, Q the vital. Okay. So, I mean, you're winning the early trades pretty hard. You just shit on him right there. It's really good, but you get baited super hard. Okay, so this right here is really good. This trade is fine. And this vital is maybe okay, but not really, because you hit 2, and that's how you got this advantage. But then Kled hit 2 and put a point in his W. So once you saw Kled hit 2, you should have stopped the trade right there. Because, I mean, obviously, once he hits. And even if you hit that vital, you weren't going to kill him. It just wasn't going to be close, because Kled is that kind of a champion. Just like Trendamere. Early game nightmares. But, yeah. It's whatever. He TP back to lane. He has no ignite now, but this is a good roam, but you were a little late. Alright, so what you should do here, well, a little bit farther back. So let me go to your vision. Let me go, is it still on your vision? Yes. Okay, so you hit 3 right here. Once you hit level 3, you want to play towards the bottom side of this lane, just like this. Because I know it looks like your flash is down, but that's spectator bug. You have flash, he has flash. And basically the only way you can die playing on the bottom side of this is if you mess up. Because Kled's not going to be able to kill you. Not without ignite. Even if Graves is here. Now obviously you'd like to ward this bush. That would be, the best play. And I'm pretty sure you have it up. Yeah. So you just like to ward this bush and then play on the bottom side of the lane. But as we will see, that does not happen because you go for a trade and then you end up on the high side of the lane. So Kled gets to rotate first. Also, you're just late to your rotations, but if you're playing on the bottom side, Kled can't rotate even though he sees it before you do. And then, yeah, you end up in a bad spot. Yasuo hits the NATO, so you're probably dead. Uh, there's not much you can do there because you rotated late. I mean, honestly, that was one of those, you didn't play the situation right, so it ended up fucking you over. But honestly, once it got to the point where Kled was halfway down river before you even moved, you should have just pinged off and left because there's very little chance you're gonna do anything. I mean, obviously you'd have to know like what your team can do and what they can't do, but like in a 2v3 your team's just not gonna win. So late rotation leads to bad things. All right, let's speed it up. CSing under tower. Nice CS. Okay, so that's a really good trade. Obviously you're down a whole Tiamat, so you can't fight him in long trades like that. And he just kills you. Alright, but you let this happen. This wasn't Kled outplaying you, this was you letting him kill you. And if you want to see what I mean, we can... So you repost this, which is great. You stun him, you knock him off his mount. That's great. Your riposte is up in 20 seconds. Your Q is up right now. If you want to Q this vital, you can, but you have to run away after you do it. What you do is actually really bad because you turn around for this last auto. I wish I could jump back 2 seconds. Oh, let's try it. Alright, so we're right here. So he gets 1, 2, 3, 4. He gets 4 abilities because you stopped to get 1 auto. That doesn't seem worth to me. And then he died because of it, because he gets his mount back. So stopping to get that auto killed you. Because otherwise he wouldn't have remounted and he couldn't have killed you, so. That's whatever. Now you're down a pretty big hole right now, because you can't 1v1 Kled unless he fucks up royally. And you're a split push champion. Okay, so you dodge the Q. It's fine. And I mean, you really can't fight him here. So the best thing you can do is tell your Katarina not to come, but looks like your Katarina won't be taking no for an answer. Maybe you hit 6? Okay, so if he had half a brain, he would have ulted out as soon as he saw her, but he didn't, so that's fine. But if I were you, I'd just be trying to catch waves under tower. Maybe that's too much respect for this Kled, but it's pretty hard. Yes, he does try, he's just really late. And so yeah, he's dead. So that's good. It's good that you got the shutdown. It really shouldn't happen, because Kled's pretty safe if he wants to be. But that's fine. It's a good kill. It was a good roam time from Katarina, so it's whatever. You TP back. You really have to, because otherwise you'll just get smashed. This Cled's really greedy, and he's taking a lot more damage than he has to, for no reason. So yeah, he dies for it. That was really stupid. Oh, and you guys kill Graves, because Graves is invading when his top laner's dead. Not exactly what you want to do. That was good by you, though. Good to be there with the team. Kled kills himself again. Wow, he is throwing that lead hard as fuck. Nuts. Alright, well, you're 4-3 now? Yeah, wow. I mean, that's a ton of gold you just got. You are sitting on a ton of money right now. Okay, so you've used your parry. And then Karma's there. But you walk up to Kled, so you get fucked. Okay. So, I mean, you kind of played yourself again. I mean, more than anything, this is you killing yourself than Kled killing you. I mean, so okay. Oh, that's Thresh. That's the wrong person. Don't care about Thresh. So this right here is not really where you want to be. Because there's only two ways Kled can kill you here. Number one is that he had ult. But if he had ult, he would have already killed you. So you know he doesn't have ult. Number two is he hits a Q on you. And he can't Q when he's dismounted. So you just kind of walk up to him, and he gets a freebie for no reason. And that's really the difference there, because obviously, if you don't do that, you don't die. And he gets 1,000 gold, and you are also sitting on 3,000 gold. So you just inted over 1,000 gold basically while sitting on 3,000 yourself. And he's actually ahead of you now. So that was really bad. So what did you buy? You bought a Ravenous. Truthfully, I really don't like that first item in the Kled. I would rather you have like Triforce or at least a Sheen, but I can understand why you would have got it after you got the Vamp Scepter. But I mean, laning against Kled, the thing is, you don't, theoretically, you don't kill him until you get 2 items. Like, he should be able to beat you in the 1v1. Because his Q has like a 8-second cooldown or something. Your riposte has like a 24-second cooldown. So if he's not a complete potato, he just dominates you early game. So, I mean, obviously, you didn't play this lane too terribly. I mean, the first death was pretty bad. The one to Yasuo wasn't great either, and that fourth one was kind of gross. But I'd have liked to see a Triforce, maybe even a Iceborne Gauntlet this game because they're all AD. That might have been a good option. And I mean, here again, you disrespect Kled and you get shit on. That's kind of all there is to this one. I mean, you see him here. You definitely see him here. So my question to you is, why do you want to make this play without your Draven? Because if we're gonna look at blue side vision here. So they see you cross over this pink ward. I mean, you see you cross over this pink ward. You cross through the minions, and then you just stop right there. If I'm blue side, where else could you have gone? You could have pathed down here, and maybe you could be here, but you can't be out here. So they know you didn't walk across, and it's not like you just disappeared. But I mean, you just walked across the ward and minions, so it's not like you're sneaking into this. I guess maybe you think you can just take this Kled down with 1 Q, but that's a little unrealistic. 290 health, and you're gonna do 220 health without resistances factored in? Not even really close. So I mean, you Q, you get an auto even, and it's really still not that close. So yeah, and then you and Draven both die. I mean, your play there is either to wait for Draven or to just not do it. But I guess if you thought you were gonna one-shot the Kled, then I can see how you would have got to that. Okay, so it's not an awful TP. Obviously, you didn't really know how the fight was going. I mean, if you had waited another second, you'd have seen Katarina clean it all up, but it's whatever. It's done. I see why you did it. Okay, so that's a good parry and a flash. I mean, all right. So I can just tell you right now, as soon as this Katarina gets hit by this Yasuo, you're not gonna be able to do shit about it. She is dead. So your best option would have just been to keep walking and it would have saved you your flash. But that's alright. It happens. Can't be the hero all the time. Okay. So that was really greedy. That was like, that was extremely greedy. There's, I mean, there's no reason for you to walk out. Even if it's just Thresh and Kled, they still kill you. This dude's big. He's a thick boy. Also, I hate this phase. I really don't think it's helping you at all. It doesn't really have the stats you want right now. This could have been fine in the lane phase, or maybe as a third item. But as a second item, you need something to let you exist in this team. Because right now everyone on your team is doing badly. But they have this tool, and this tool to force fights. So you can't split push. It's not going to happen. And if it does happen, they're actually just chimping out because it just can't happen. Like, this dude can just press R from half the map away and the fight started. So this phase really sucks because you want armor. You really need it. I'm not sure how you want to get it exactly. Like I said, you could do an Iceborne. That'd probably be really good this game. You could go for a Bramble Vest. It'd be a little weird to play tanky Fiora, but it really wouldn't be that bad. I mean, this composition and the fact that you guys aren't ahead, your comp right now, these three can team fight. Nidalee can find pigs, and she can do enough damage to be relevant in a team fight, but, you know, it's a little hard when she's this far behind. But you right now, you can't do anything. Your build does not allow you to do jack shit. Okay, so Katarina gets the shutdown on Kled. You run down this Graves. That's good. Okay. So you kill Yasuo. Good, good. Now, if we had a Sheen instead of this Phage, nothing would have been different, except they would have died faster. And you'd be able to finish your Iceborne. Just food for thought. Obviously, I'm not saying build Iceborne on Fiora every game, because that's fucking hee XD. But this game, it would have been really good. I think Triforce, still alright. I don't think the phase component's very good out of lane, but bought it, so. Alright, so you stun Kled. Obviously, you're dead. And you guys just get aced. Yep. And I mean, that right there is why this sucks. Because realistically, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't frontline. You couldn't find a pick. You couldn't fight that at all. Now, obviously, Fiora's strength is in the side lane. But in this game where you knew you weren't going to be able to side lane from about 10 minutes in, you can compensate for that. So at this point, your Draven and Katarina are actually in the game. And like, I don't know, your Draven kills the Yasuo. I mean, let's see what happens here. So you guys lose Baron because you guys turn for some reason. Um, it's not a bad decision to turn, but you have to run farther than that. Your Draven gets fucked. You guys lose Baron. Okay. Happens. You finish your Triforce. Oh, EDC. That's pretty unlucky. Vayne outplays you, and you die. Right? Nope. She doesn't have anything to kill you. Wow. This has to be a cloth armor. Right now in this game, you have to take the role of tank. It just has to be done. There is literally zero way in hell. This dude is fed enough to carry you. Like this guy can carry the game. He needs a front line. Something. Anything. And right now he doesn't have it. You can give it to him. But obviously that's not what you're going to do. And it's probably going to cost you the game, honestly. Because you're forced to group. And this build just makes you shit when you group. I mean, not complete shit, but you're going to get condemned. Okay, so you just get backdoored. I mean, I would probably say that game is on you. Because, first of all, you died level 2 for no reason. And then you gave Kled 1,000 gold shutdown later with your 4th death. Your 2nd death didn't need to happen. If you'd played the lane better, it would have been you rotating first or Kled not rotating at all. And I don't know if your team won the 2v2 or not. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But they're definitely not going to win the 3v2. So I would say if you played that game differently, your jungle mid might have been winning lanes. And obviously, if you hadn't died to the Kled those times you died, then you would have been a winning lane too. So we could speculate that if you played the first 4 deaths better, you'd have won this game. And I would say you probably would have, because if you take away 1,500 gold from Kled, then yeah, it's pretty pretty unlikely that he carries this hard, or he's even this useful, because he really didn't hard carry. He was there. But I would say once you do lose, you got to lose a little more gracefully than that. Because if you build Iceborne and you build a little tankier for your Draven, I mean, hell, he might be able to carry. I mean, sure, Fiora is not like a team fight monster. But I mean, if you had gone Iceborne, Black Cleaver, second and third items, I mean, you'd have been fucking ruining people, really. I mean, you shred 24% of their armor, you're tanky, you have 40% CDR. I mean, sure, you're playing tank Fiora, and that's not what you really signed up to do. But you gotta adapt sometimes. I mean, this was one of those games where you definitely could have, because I mean, the Kled basically just had you beat in lane. And then when you did come back, once you gave away the 1,000 gold shutdown, that should have been the indication that it was like, you're not actually going to be able to stop this man from forcing you to fight. Because unless you can just straight solo kill him and you force him to stay in lane, he's going to force fights all the time. So, that is what it is, I guess. I think if you played better, you would have won this game. But I think that's all I got. So, that will be it for this VOD review.